I have 7 o'clock exactly. We call this regular meeting of the New Fairview City Council, April 4th, 2022 to order. Roll call, John Taylor.
Stephen King.
Julie Berger.
Scott Johnson.
And Mr. Meisner is out tonight. So if y'all will join me in the pledge of the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Texas flag, honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
We only had one thing on the work session tonight. Yeah, it's all right with y'all. I was gonna, if y'all don't have a problem, let's skip it so we can go on to early. Hopefully we can get out of here before it rains.
Yes, sir.
Any opposition to that?
None.
So we'll go into the public comment section. Do we have anybody?
No, sir.
Nobody online, nobody here?
Well, there are people here, but
Yes, that wants to speak. So with that, we'll go right into news business, I guess. First, we'll discuss and consider act on phase 3 of Fairview Meadows. I'm just gonna put that on the screen for us to see.
Do you have this final thoughts?
Yes, the one you emailed me?
We don't have to have it, but, would you like
I'm
to
just here to answer
would you,
questions that being made.
would you like to give them that review of license or something?
Would be helpful. We might have-
Yeah. What's your name, sir?
I'm sorry, John Anderson with Giving More.
Okay.
You just give them the overview, right, of what it is that they're.
Here is their engineer.
No, I was thinking.
Not
or you're Don.
Yeah, Donna.
Good evening, John Anderson with Giving More. I'm here representing the developer this evening. I apologize to be here this evening, but I understand that you don't have a P and Z right now, so we requested that this go right to the city council this evening. And this is just third phase of Fairview Meadows, additional 124 single family lots, just progressing further north from the existing 2 phase or phase that are under construction right now. And, yeah, just here, if you have any other questions this evening.
I'm trying to get it without so you can see.
Going on ahead. Or. Stephen,
This is for a platform.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I heard you can have this one.
You're trying to get me divorced.
I'm gonna get it on the TV for you.
Is this what you sent in an email?
Yes.
Same thing?
Yes, sir.
Has everyone seen it?
I have.
I looked at it on my phone, but that's the best I could see. You didn't.
Yeah, I was
Have
coming.
you seen it already?
Yeah, I looked at it on a computer, but
When we get weird weather, the internet.
Yes.
we don't have a printout.
I don't need to see it. Oh, there it's coming up.
I don't need to see it either, actually.
Well,
I have a couple of questions on it.
Okay.
It'd be nice to have it up there.
why can we do this? Which will be good.
Sure, we'll just have the overall. And then I'll take some questions.
If you put it on the stick.
It does, and that works in its structure.
I'm sorry, and your name was John?
John Anderson.
Anderson.
Yes.
Thank you, John. And you work for Don Allen?
No, I work for Giving More.
Okay,
Yes. You know, we were consultants in this.
right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Are you the engineer?
Yes, sir.
So my first question on the two
turnarounds, what do you call them? That face north? Thank you.
Yes.
There we go. So does not Don Allen own all that property north of that?
Yes, he does.
So are those streets future slated to be drive-throughs, stub-outs, or?
These two are not. Directly north of Spanish Moss Trail is an existing gas pad and a large pond owned by, yes, it's the mouse shelter. It's, I see it on my screen, but I don't know if it's pointing on the TV.
You're talking about these two here?
No,
These two, oh, at the top.
So there's a pad right there.
Yes, there's the red, there we go.
The red dot's not gonna show up on this.
Yeah, great. Okay, that's all this one, sorry.
Laser just, it's laser focused material.
This is the gas pad with an existing frac pond that's on there. It's owned by BKV now, I believe is the owner.
Yeah, that's that big triangular.
Yes, that's exactly right. Right in that corner there.
It's a huge site.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then directly north of Clearwater Port, what this represents, it goes kind of on a northwest, southeasterly direction is Elizabeth Creek. That's floodplain through there. Yes, you can see exactly. The darker green is the creek.
So you're on the other side, though, on the east side.
No, we're just on the west side. So here's the creek right here.
Okay.
And
So
we're
you're
just over
just on
here.
the west side.
Yes, so we're stopping that cul-de-sac there to not extend over the creek or the floodplain.
So that bridge that they were building last week, is that on this Misty Mountain Range?
That is correct.
Okay.
That was the bridge across the creek. So on, I don't know why this Google Maps doesn't have it, but on my regular Google Maps, it showed the dirt work y'all had done. I'm sorry, I'm gonna take some time to try to back up here. Well, yeah, change the view. Let me just put the maps on here.
Is that other a pipeline easement is that a pipeline easement, the little dog leg there?
Yeah, the dog leg, that's actually the Brazos Power Electric easement,
Okay.
100-foot wide easement, yes.
Okay.
There's actually gas lines all over this.
Yes.
Come on. No, I don't want to do all that stuff. Here we go. I don't want to explore anything. No, I want satellite. There we go. Ah, here's the one with it on it. All right, so these are the two stubouts in the start. This one's got that retention pond here. But the second one, and what do we call that? The little shorter one, Clearwater?
The Clearwater Court, yes.
Clearwater Court doesn't do anything but stop short of the creek.
That is correct. There you go.
So should that not be a stub through?
No, what we wanted to do is we wanted to keep the crossings of the creek to a minimum. So in the future, there's going to be another connection to Pioneer that will have connections to the east-west road, Misty Mountain Line.
That's the overall thing there.
So,
Yeah, we're right here.
yes.
All right.
So this is really sort of phase four sort of, and there's really no connection.
So you're, okay, so you're avoiding the creek.
Yes, sir.
And then this will be a tie in here. All right. Thank you, Barry. This actually explains a little more than I was seeing on that.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, and
That's like before you put the property to the road.
correct.
Yeah, now, Don Allen owns this too, short of your property, right?
Correct.
All right, that gives me a little more explanation as to why that's.
And that little 10 acres at the other house is on. There's a little 10 acre spot to the north, to the south of me that doesn't go out there.
You own that big square 407 to Pioneer?
No, I just have up from that. Every time's all.
You recommend that?
It conforms with what they.
Yeah, no.
Yep, you know, that's what I'm sorry. I mean, rec, our rules, all this.
This is a preliminary plat to get all the phases.
And then Don Allen was this,
So,
all the way up to here. And then Joe Maxon was at the corner. Yep. Yeah, sure. Thank you, John. Yes, sir. For walking me through that, because I would definitely.
Put the two maps together.
Yeah. Topography makes a difference. And I guess that makes sense to keep the waterway, a solid pathway.
Yeah, there's a lot of drainage that goes through there, and as you can see, it mimics a bridge, but that's 7 10 by 5 box culverts going through there. There's quite a bit of water. So we'd like to minimize the crossing.
Yeah.
Because they worked on the brick for a while.
Well, and it helps them wildlife and other things.
Yes.
And if I could have our planner come up and enlighten the public while we're discussing, since it is a public meeting and nobody can hear what I'm talking about, sorry.
No, Barry should come up and.
Yes,
no, the final plat conforms with the original concept plan that was done with the development agreement for Fairview Meadows. It also conforms with the approved preliminary plat for all 5 phases. There's no revision to the drainage study, which Raleigh has reviewed, and new minimum finished floors have been added to the plat, and drainage easements for the revised grading.
And you reviewed that, right?
So,
Yes, sir.
so I think we're both recommending approval by council.
Thank you.
And did I understand this went to P and Z or did not?
Did
did not.
Did not, no.
Did not. Okay.
It did not, because my understanding is it did not go to P and Z because planning and zoning did not meet.
We're still, they're still.
We didn't meet. Didn't meet.
Okay.
They had no meeting, therefore it bypassed planning and zoning.
I'm sorry.
That's all right, I came straight to council.
I didn't wear my hearing aid, so.
Oh, that's all right, plus we have a fan going, so, or traffic.
Any more comments or
And how many homes is this, John?
124?
It's 124.
124. I think you said that when you
Yes,
got
124. Yes.
And John, who owns the property to the west of this?
To the west?
Yeah, who owns the property to the
To
west?
the west, it is the highway.
To the west.
Well, there's,
No,
No.
it's just another phase.
It's another phase.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I'll
I'm
live-
thinking of Fairview Meadows as a whole.
I'll live the railroad tracks.
There's another phase.
okay,
Yes.
because I can see where you're dumping your excess dirt.
Yes,
So,
yes. Fairview
Obviously,
Meadows- Fairview Meadows goes all the way from Pioneer all the way to, Elevation.
Yeah, cut straight across below that retention pond and area.
Correct.
Okay.
You guys go?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve phase 3 of Fairview Meadows.
I second that motion.
We have a first, a motion and a second. Yeah, all those in favor say aye. Those opposed? It passes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So we'll move into discuss, consider, and act on the amendment, on amending the development agreement for Settlers Glen.
Maybe two.
The first thing is the,
So I
The date.
have a little to speak about on this one. Settlers Glen, this is right off of 407. This is north of.
You want to go into the podium where people can see it, thank you.
This is a development, has already, the first development agreement has already been accepted on January 10th, I believe. This is a development for 140 houses or so.
176.
176 lots, inside of this development. This is right north of the airport. There's an airport landing strip on the south side. What this amendment is previously, when this development agreement came to council and went all the way through, me and Barry never had a
I
chance.
think you just tell them that,
Okay,
there's some.
there's some re-verbiage and there's addition to the agreement. That
It has to
we
do
have
with the airstrip.
It had, one of the things is to do with the airstrip, And the others are to clear it up and make sure that everything that's in the agreement, is conforming with the way that the other development agreements in New Fairview have been previously. So.
Okay, and we'll walk through those changes.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I paid attention to that, this turf strip, the aircraft circular for this,
Correct.
brings up a number of questions, but go ahead.
Council, my name's John Pitstick. I'm with Big Bat Development, and this is Robert Barr. He's our project manager. Again, he's right, we were approved, we were annexed into the city on January 10th. And we're zoned on January 10th, and the original development agreement was on January 10th. And then since that time, we've kind of tweaked with that, and there's some other issues. Let me see if I can fix this.
Try to help her.
There we go. This is where it is, again, 407, two street entryways on 407, half-acre lots, some single-family PD, concrete streets, portages, private sewer, no sidewalks and aqua water in this location. This is the current layout, and basically, we're asking for some time. We have not finalized on the property. The Becks and Kozlowski's are working with us. There's some title issues that we need to resolve. So this is just some clarity on the concept plan. One of the issues that was brought up by Checo Cope was, I guess TxDOT is planning on widening 407 and they needed 50 feet. So we provided for future right of way for 50 feet, the first 50 feet along 407. Now, there is a gas easement there, so I'm not sure what TxDOT's going to do. They're going to buy the gas line.
They'll have a move to gas line, but that's another.
Yeah, so but we have provided for that. We've got 24, street entrances. Again, we've switched the street entrances. One issue that we had, there is an airport. It was a private airport when we first were dealing with this, and we hired an FAA consultant. And basically, we had 2 meetings with the property owners there. And we don't have a problem with it. There shouldn't be a problem. But so you can see we've got extra deep lots there on that southwest corner that if there's any issues with that, we can set those houses back. And so we put the cul-de-sacs. The reason we changed that is like a street light or entryway features could be in conflict with that. So we just made that cul-de-sac and move that over. So that's been done. There's a permanent HOA association will maintain all the green areas. And we provided kind of connecting walking paths to connect all the green space areas with trails and seating areas. And again, we provide the entryway to avoid conflicts with the adjacent airport. So
How many total acres? 300?
157.
157. And there's 172 lots.
176.
176 lots. Yep. There is a detention pond. You see, we have an engineer, we've got the zoning and everything, but this is just a conceptual plan. There'll be some digging. The next step would be a preliminary and final plat that will finalize that. Of course, we've worked with both your planner and your engineer in terms of that, and hopefully they don't have a problem. But again, this is not the last time you'll see us. We'll have to come back with a preliminary and final plat, construction plans with that. But I think this, at least make sure the consultant's happy that we've got enough details on the concept plan that you can follow that as we move forward with final plans.
The main reason we needed to come before y'all was to change the effective date to be from May 1 to August 31st so that we can work with our landowners to work out some title issues.
If you don't mind, I'd like to read a short deal from the airport owners. They sent me a note that said that they'd met with the attorneys, the representatives of Southern Glen, and they said they were very accommodating to our needs and working with us to meet the FAA requirements and their suggestions, and we are very happy and pleased. That's what I got from them last week. So I've been back talking to them several times because they were very concerned.
We want to be good neighbors. We don't want to shut the airport down, but I think we can accommodate them, and we certainly you can see those lots are extra deep there. If we have to set those houses back a little bit further.
So the flat line is down that little road.
Yes, right down the road.
So obviously y'all have a contractor, you have a consultant,
Yes.
FAA consultant. So my two concerns on this are the aircraft circular, 240 feet by 240 feet, clear zone, obstruction free. I don't know how that applies to this turf airport. I haven't got that deep into the regulations. And the other one is the navigation easements for all your homeowners, because you're gonna have to get something signed with them that says these airplanes are gonna fly over the top of my house. And that I'm aware of, I have a height restriction.
Right. Well, according to the RFA consultants, that's gonna be the airport's, I mean, they're gonna have to approach us, I guess, to get an aerial easement. We don't have to talk about granting that, but that would have to be granted. They don't own the property, is what I'm saying, so. they're gonna have to
But an navigation easement is something that your homeowners have to sign when they buy the property. It says they're aware that there is a flight path over the top of their house. It's called a navigation easement.
Exactly.
So check with your.
There's an aerial easement that's required.
Right.
So we've got to tie that down with the airport board to find out exactly.
Find what they want.
Yeah.
So the FAA, again, the aircraft circular states all that. I didn't get that deep into it. I spent today going through this, so. But your FAA consultant should know.
We've got a consultant, and also we've got a relationship with them. So as we move forward, obviously, we can, on the final plat, we would have whatever necessary easements.
Yeah, my concern with, again, with lot 1 and 2, maybe 3 and 4 on there simply because of that obstruction-free zone. However, that encompasses a turf strip. So there are there are 4 classes of general aviation airports. I assume this was class 1 since it's a turf strip. But anyway, I didn't know how it affected that. So I wanted to bring that up and ask you about that. So it sounds like you got an FAA consultant.
Yeah.
Actually, it was aircraft circular 5300-13. So my wife works for the FAA.
Oh, okay.
So I have a little insight in that. I get over here, look at this.
Any other questions?
Let
So
the
the-
citizens know why we agreed to live in that half acre.
That's my question. Because that was in the P and D.
Because people are just to let the citizens know.
Right. So the original understanding was that they're not in the city limits.
Yes.
Okay.
And not-
They're in the-
Yeah.
Right, and so we had no control over what they did there. So you were gonna get half acre lots, maybe even a quarter acre lots,
So
without our approval.
we agreed to that.
Because it's the ETJ.
Yeah, because it wasn't ETJ.
It was the ETJ.
And we prefer to be in the city.
Right, and so the city then,
Will
they
you all
become
have a
part
mud
of.
tax?
I beg your pardon?
Will you have a mud tax out there?
No.
HOA?
There'll be an HOA.
HOA tax.
Or they do your water?
Aqua, Texas, right?
Correct.
Yes.
You weren't here when I went through.
I guess not.
I think you were on vacation on a cruise, which is cool.
It just needs to be said. The reason why I'm asking is just so the citizens know why some are asked for acre lots and some aren't. So it just needs to be said out loud. That's all.
I think originally when January 10th, that was what, we would prefer to be in the city. We would, and I guess that was kind of the agreement, if we can develop for half acre lots, obviously they're gonna be really nice there, but that was kind of the, I guess, compromise of the year.
And to the cumulative growth is approaching 1 acre between all the green space and the
Yes.
other houses, because he has 176 houses, 157 acres.
Right.
So we always try to approach that now, because we do have a lot of green space that has to be opened up.
Absolutely.
That was the discussion we had in January, was it was the ETJ and they were gonna build whatever they wanted to build. And
The
so,
planning and zoning had the exact same conversation and concerns. But that's what it boiled down to. It was an ETJ, and if we put our foot down and said, no, we want 1 acre or whatever, then it's well within their right to continue to build outside of the city limits.
with no benefit to us.
Exactly. So, it's a win-win situation. It's best we could do under the circumstances.
And this did go through P and Z and was approved.
Yes.
Any more questions?
Now, what are the changes that we're bringing tonight? The actual changes?
Just the updated date, we're updating the effective
May to
date.
August.
till August, and then basically the updated concept plan that you see in front of them.
And some other items on here that, example, changes the city engineer, definition of city engineer, some other definitions.
With Stoneway Associates and Checo Coke, I guess they didn't see the original agreement, so they scrutinized this, we've updated the changes on the development agreement and then updated the concept.
Thank you.
Yeah, and obviously you're gonna get with your FAA consultant and go through all
Continue to
that.
work, we've had a meeting last week, we've got a couple of meetings with them.
Just a quick question. It says permanent HOA. Do you know what your cost of your HOA will be?
No, we haven't determined that yet.
Is there anything else in the neighborhood besides just upkeeping green space areas that would, the HOA will be taken care of?
Just pretty much natural
Yeah, like
areas.
pools and parks.
No,
amenities.
there's gonna be, you can see kind of that red dotted lines, there's gonna be connecting trails, those are natural, walking, kind of walking trails. They will connect the green spaces, but pretty much maintaining and mowing and open space for walking, and there's, as you can see, there's little red cross areas for sitting areas and things like that, but it's pretty
It's not
passive.
paved,
It's a passive, open space.
Okay. It's gonna be natural. There's no paved.
No, it'd probably be crushed granite or something like that, walking, kind of, natural walking path.
As well as irrigation and landscaping at the entryways.
Yes.
That needs to be maintained by the
I
engineer.
know construction prices and stuff are changing daily. What do you think the cost of your homes will be from what price range?
It'll be over $500,000.
Yeah, 500 or 700.
Yeah, they're gonna be well over $500,000.
What's your square footage do y'all?
There's 2,300 square feet, is the minimum.
The minimum.
I would suspect average, 3,000 square feet houses.
Wow,
These are good size houses. Wow.
thank you.
So just curious, rough estimate, what the HOA fees? What
He
is,
just said the minimum.
I'm asking, an estimate. What would be an estimate for a housing development like that? You've done these before.
They're
Maybe
gonna be,
anywhere $10,000?
no, they're gonna be $500 to $700 a year.
Okay.
A year.
Yeah, no, it's less than 1,000.
Yes.
Yes,
That's all I was.
It's the amenities.
per lot. Yeah, it's probably, it may be $300 or $400 every 6 months, something like that. Per lot. So that's what
I have no idea what
It's the
those
amenity
fees
center and the pool that adds those
Yes,
costs that you're
yes.
thinking about.
No, I think you are, just an estimate, something wrong, give me a random order of magnitude on it, and I appreciate that.
I think it's gonna be popular.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's a nice
so
area.
we've maintained, obviously, we got a lot of wells there, we're trying to, turn them in, eliminate.
Are you fencing those in or are you doing anything for the?
There may be some minor screening with that, but no, this is pretty much maintaining natural grass areas
Right.
with walking trails and sitting areas.
Has BKV said anything about fencing the wellhead itself and the infrastructure at those pads? They haven't said anything about that? Okay.
I mean, there may be some landscape, maybe we put some landscape buffers in there or something like that.
All right, that's all I got.
Thank you.
Thank you.
More discussion, questions?
I'm good.
We're just doing an update, right?
Yes.
And you guys are good with this?
I will say, I appreciate, Brooke's been a great help to us in this last few weeks. You got a good one there, keep her, and these guys are great too, so we've got a good relationship.
Good, thank you.
Thanks for
Glad to
letting
hear
us
that.
know.
Of course, you didn't mention Josh. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were out of the room.
Josh, now that you're back here, on the wells within the development, is there an ordinance for them to screen, put up a fence around
Yes.
the wells?
Yeah.
Is it a privacy where they put the slats in the?
Screening or sliding, yes,
Okay,
sir.
so it's responsibility of the owner of the well?
BKV, yes, unless otherwise stated, like for instance, Falcon Ridge, they thought they had an agreement when I called them and told them they needed to fence it and screen it. It was never produced, so ergo, it is BKV's responsibility per our ordinance.
Right, same as Settlers Glen.
Yeah, if you go down to the Montana Corps, Rio Ranger, you'll see that we've got the screening
Yes,
all the way around. Yes,
So this is regardless of their development agreement?
that's correct.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, unless they can produce something to me that says, oh, the developer agreed to put this fencing up, it's their responsibility.
Okay.
That is one of the only few fencing ordinances we have.
That's gonna change,
That
right?
in pools, but yeah, that's one of the only two.
We're working on
Yes.
that.
No, that's good to know, because I was curious a second ago. That sounded strange. Somebody that fenced.
Where all the other fencing, and I've read that ordinance more than any other ordinance we have, because I kept mistaking it for our fencing ordinance, but it's fencing and screening, and it's specific to the wells.
Okay. And BKV's responsibility unless otherwise.
Yeah, because it's, with the exception of 3 wells, they own every other well around here, so yeah, it's the responsibility.
Now to act.
So I make a motion that we amend the development agreement with Settlers Glen as discussed.
We have a motion in a second. All those in favor say aye. It passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I left all my names at the house, so I don't have names or anything, but
Well, and we don't really want names or anything. So,
Okay.
what you have, I understand on the next item on the agenda
yes.
is, you have, the city has a trailer motorhome ordinance.
Correct.
And you have a request for a hardship exception, essentially under the Americans with Disabilities Act, which would, not a standard exception to your ordinance, it's more of an exemption from your ordinance, which is the reason that there's only a street and no name.
Gotcha.
So if you want to discuss this more, in executive session, we certainly can. But other than that, it's my understanding that there's a medical hardship involved, and the request is for a trailer. I'm not clear if it's in the driveway or if it's in the back.
You want to put it behind the house, so
Behind
it
the
wouldn't be
house.
seen.
But either way,
Yes.
it's not in compliance with the ordinance, but given the medical circumstances surrounding the request, it seemed appropriate to grant a hardship permit.
Is this for a limited time?
It's for a limited time. It
6
will be
months.
for a limited time for 6 months,
And then it would,
and there will be a permit written out. There will be a writing to evince that if you grant the permit, there's been an indicia of when it was granted and when it expires. But it's my understanding that the condition would qualify under the Americans with Disabilities Act, and that it is in fact a terminal condition. And so it's a family member assisting the homeowner with the terminal condition. And in the interest of privacy, I asked that they be kept off the agenda. Do you need more information, or? I don't.
I don't,
Okay.
Scott.
I make a motion that we grant a hardship exception to the travel trailer ordinance for a 6-month hardship permit on Graham Road.
I second.
we have a motion in a second. Number 5, do we take a vote? All those in favor say aye. Those opposed? Passes unanimously. We'll move on to discuss and consider an act on hiring the city administrator. And we did get, we have I can't even think right now. No. I did even have.
Contract?
Contract, yes, there we go. Thank you. It's been a long day. It's been a long day.
Sitting over here.
I've been there, done that. I was trying to help you walk through this and I go, what is he talking
Well,
about?
I've been about 14 hours on work since I got to work this morning. so-
Monday.
Yeah, you've been at work since, well, yeah, 14 hours ago.
I got there at 5 this morning.
So the contract that we worked through last week, was that approved by that?
It's close.
It's close. We've been back and forth. We made a few changes today. Not very many changes.
Yeah, I'd like to know that too.
Uh,
Well, I think we probably ought to talk about what changes those might be in executive session as opposed to.
Right, we need to go back.
You want to do that?
Can we-
You
can we
come
go
back
back?
out and announce? Yeah, if we posted it, we changed your posting so that if needed, you
Okay.
can adjourn.
Okay.
to- See all that extra verbiage there? That's all so that you can.
Or
Okay,
Okay.
this
But you
executive,
have to read it.
okay.
this executive session that we're talking about going into now, are we going to, this be our only executive session?
You have two other items that are specifically listed, so you can take them all together if you want, and then take action on number 6 when you come out. Because number 6 is the only action item. The other two are not action items.
So at this time.
And we got a storm coming.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
I'll.
7:36.
I'm sorry, this is kind of important.
7:36.
I'm not, I mean that. I'm telling you, what the storm getting ready to hit.
At 7:36, we're gonna adjourn to executive session. I got to read this.
Set, Lady Bridget,
Session permitted by chapter 418 or 551 Texas Government Code to discuss matters relating to real property pursuant to 551.072 Texas Government Code of Jurisdiction, Economic Development Association pursuant to 551.087 Texas Government Code, discuss personnel matters pursuant to 551.074 Texas Government Code, discuss IT network or critical infrastructure security pursuant to 551.089 Texas Government Code, and to consult with the city attorney pursuant to 551.071 Texas Government Code before going into
Okay,
closed
so
session.
we have a quorum,
Uh-huh.
and the meeting was convened in open session, and you have a quorum of the council president, the presiding officer is announced, closed session will be held.
Okay,
Okay, and the session that you'll be going in under will be 551071 to consult with your attorney, and 551074 personnel.
okay. We'll try to be quick.
We'll be quick.
What is included in electricity?
oh, that's, but the fact that we're letting it go, oh, it's a short after that is the hardship.
So it's been there? I mean, it's not.
No, he was
It's there. I didn't want it to catch fire. Okay.
Yes, I know we can't, you'll have to be inspected and permitted before we.
Okay, all right.
The,
Yes, that's fine.
And the only reason this even will be just because of the development, the construction and also bypass or set they go down that road. So as the city passed an ordinance designating truck traffic. Yeah. See, that's one way to stop that. Well, I the city doesn't know if you're going to consider or not. But then, I was just. You know, I'll say the city.
Yes, sir.
Right, but a lot of people back there, they were. Besides, maybe for us, it's way better than we can find. Yeah. Use a back on, sort
Are you guys warm? No, I'm not.
of.